So the way that I would look at it, and the way I do look at it, is I think we've made feedback and tough conversations bigger than they need to be. For me, it's about growth. Like, no matter what conversation you've got to have, how big the gap is, every time you have a conversation, every time you provide feedback, it's about growth. And if we can change the mindset around feedback, if we can get rid of the negative Guernsey, like, we're going to have a feedback conversation, to, yeah, we just, feedback's just what we do, because it's about, constantly helping people to grow, then I think it feels better. For me, radical candor is the way in which we say what needs to be said, but we do it from a place of care. The sweet spot is do it from a place of care, but actually challenge directly, to say what needs to be said. And I think that's the key for this. The key for closing that performance perception gap is going, you know what, if I don't do it, I'm actually doing them a disservice. Brené Brown, love her work. The classic line from her is always, to be clear is to be kind. So the clearer we are, the easier then it is for them to move forward. I look back at that time when I was giving that feedback around my leadership style, and I thank God I was given it, because it just gave me this opportunity to grow, and it moved my career in a completely different direction. I wonder how often, when we sit in that space of, oh God, what's the relationship going to be like? How are they going to react to this? Are we actually just getting people to go backwards rather than forwards? And so if we can just change that mindset, but just also think about it from people want to feel like you see them, like you notice them, like you hear them, all those things. So every time you put that effort in to have that conversation, it should actually feel really good on the other side. And so that's why it's so important that we focus on things like mindset. Is your mindset right? Are you ready to have this conversation? Are you ready to go into it and actually really hear what it is that they have to say? Are you ready to be really clear about what the gap looks like and why you perceive it to look like this? But also, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to hear their perspective? Is it because they don't know what they don't know? Is it because, they just have a different interpretation of what the expectation was? So you've got to be able to go into it with a really open and curious mind.